Hello. Hi guys. Good morning.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Good morning, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning,
Yes,
sir.
can hear you.
So this is our demo class for the Android. Okay. So in today's class, we'll discuss about what is Android. Okay. And how we can develop the Android application. What is the version flow in Android? Okay. What is the history of Android? These 4 points we'll cover today. So first we'll start with the what is Android. So basically Android is a platform. Okay, so this platform contains operating system. It contains a operating system. So this operating system is made for mobile phones only. Okay, so the Android is a platform which will provide a operating system. So this operating system is only for the mobile phones. So which mobile phones? Smartphones. Okay, especially the touchscreen phones. Also it will provide the development environment. Okay, so it will provide a SDK, that is a software development kit. So by using this software development kit, we can develop the Android application. Okay, so the Android is a mobile operating system. Android is a mobile operating system and it will provide SDK. It will provide the SDK, that is a software development kit. By using that software development kit, we can develop the Android application. Okay, so it's an operating system and it will provide the SDK. By using the SDK, we can develop the Android applications. So basically, the Android operating systems, Android apps runs on Android operating system only. Okay, it's not like you're developing the Android application and it will run on iOS phone or it will run in your Windows operating system. It won't. Okay, so it's these apps, Android apps are exclusive only for the Android OS. Okay, and the extension for our Android application is .apk file. Okay, so this is a extension .apk. Means for your Windows application you have a extension like .exe file, right? Means if you have the Windows operating system, so the extension or the file format for that is .exe file. So for Android we have .apk file. So here APK stands for, A means Android and PK means packaging. So it's a Android packaging file. It's a Android packaging file. So what we are doing, we are writing the code. Okay, after writing that code, we are compiling that code, and at the end we are converting our entire code into the APK file. Okay, and this APK file we can upload on Play Store or directly we can share with our friends. So once they install that APK, they can able to see our application. Okay, So .apk file. So about Android, there is one more term is there. So the term is like Android is a Linux based. Android is a Linux based operating system. So Android is a Linux based OS operating system. So what it means? Okay, what it means. So if you know, the Linux is a operating system. Linux itself is a operating system, and it is one of the most secure operating system. Okay, so it's dealing with the laptops and the desktops. Okay, so in Android they're using this Linux operating systems kernel. Okay, what they are doing, they are using the kernel of Linux. Okay, so in Android they are using the kernel of Linux. So what is kernel? So the kernel is like a central component for any operating system. Linux is a sorry, kernel is a central component of any operating system. So the kernel will perform the all the operations. Okay, so it's like, in simple words, it's like a heart of your operating system. Okay, means in your operating system there will be the power management, memory management, process management. So this all these things are taken care by the kernel. So in Android they are using only the kernel of Linux operating system. Okay, and this kernel is customized. Okay, customized or a custom kernel they are using. Okay, so why they are doing the customization? See, Linux is for your laptop and for your desktop, right? And if you go with your mobile phone, so the mobile phone have a small screen, right? The first parameter. Second, if you talk about the configuration, it have a less memory. Okay, then the power management is different if you compare your mobile and your laptop or desktop. Okay, so to fit this kernel for the mobile, for mobile for the mobile, they are customizing it. Okay, why they are customizing? Because to fit into the mobile's requirement. Okay, is it clear? So the Android is a Linux based
Yes.
operating system. Now the question is, who developed the Android? Okay, who is the founder of Android and all these things? So if you talk about the Android history, okay, so in that we have the founder. So the founder is Andy Rubin. The founder name is Andy Rubin. So it was the Android was founded by the Andy Rubin. Okay, in a year 2003. So in 2003, Andy Rubin founded the Android. Later, in 2006, in 2006, this Android was acquired by the Google company. Okay, and now officially it's a part of the Google company only. And this Andy Rubin is also the part of the development team of Google. Okay, means he is working for the Google. Means he is the Android head in Google. Okay. Now let's talk about the Android version. See, for history, you just know only the name who founded the Android. That's enough. No need to go in detail about the history, because no one will ask about the history, or it will not useful for you. And next we'll talk about the Android versions. Can you tell me what is the latest version of Android? Can you tell me what is the latest version of Android? Anyone have any idea? Do you have Android phones, guys? Guys, what is the latest version of Android? Anyone have any idea? Anyone knows?
Android 10.
No.
Android 10. Yeah, great. So the Android 10 is the latest version. So with every year, the Google is releasing a new version for the Android. Okay. So about these versions, there are two things. Okay. The first thing is all these versions are in alphabetical order. Okay, means they are maintaining one alphabetical series. So alphabetical series of names. Second point is the name. Okay, so the name. So the name is related to the suites. Okay, the name relates to suite items. Okay. So initially, alpha. Okay, then beta, cupcake, donut, eclair, Trio, gingerbread, honeycomb, ice cream sandwich, jelly bean, Kit Kat, lollipop, marshmallow, nougat, Oreo, pie. And now latest is your Android 10. So there is no official announcement for the Q. Okay, so instead of Q, they change the series and they provide a name called Android 10. Okay, so these are the versions of Android. Okay, so the initially alpha and the beta. Okay, then cupcake, donut, eclairs, frio, gingerbread, honeycomb, ice cream sandwich, jelly bean, Kit Kat, lollipop, marshmallow, nougat, Oreo, pie. And our latest is Android 10. So now the question is like, if you are developing the Android application in 2020, okay, if you are developing the Android application in 2020, then do we need to take care of all these versions? Okay, do we need to take care of all this version while developing the applications? So the simple question is, so the answer for this, no, because these versions, okay, so up to ice cream sandwich, okay, up to ice cream sandwich, so you will not find the user who is have a mobile phone with the operating system called alpha, beta, or cupcake, donut, eclairs, fry, or gingerbread, ice cream sandwich. So these all are the deprecated. Deprecated means no one is using nowadays. Okay, so some user, very few user have the jelly bean and the Kit Kat. So the percentage will be like maximum 2% or 3% of people are using this jelly beans or Kit Kat. Okay, so this all these versions, no need to worry about this. Okay, so our focus, is on these versions. Okay, so the lollipop, that is a 5.0, the version is 5.0, or we can say simply 5. Then 6, 7, 8, 9, and the latest is the Android 10. Okay, so this operating system versions, okay, these versions will give the features. Okay, when they are releasing a new versions, they are releasing some new features with that versions. So as an Android developer, we should know about the what are the features they are providing. So based on to that features, or by using that features, we can improve our Android application quality. So we'll see some of the highlighted features which are present in these versions. Highlighted, or you can say important feature. So in the Lollipop version, they introduce one important feature, that is a material design. What is the feature? The feature name is material design. So this material design is used for the designing purpose. Okay, so it is used for the designing purpose, means it will provide some inbuilt UI component. It provides UI components, or I can say the advanced UI components. It will provide the advanced UI components. So by using these UI components, we can design our Android application. So what are the advanced UI component it is providing in material design? So the first is Fab. Okay, so the Fab means floating action button. Then it will provide snake bar, material theme, okay, then collapsing layouts, navigation drawer, okay. So these are the some of the advanced UI component which are available inside the material design. So the first is the floating action button. So I'll show you how it looks. So here you can see this is a floating action button, okay. So it's the animated one. So on click of this, you can see these three floating action buttons and user can click on this. Now see here. So on click of this floating action button, we can provide the animation view and we are expanding a blue color over there. Okay. So this is a floating action button which is introduced in the 5.0 version. Okay. So it simply means that it will provide the support in 5.0 version and all the upcoming versions. Okay. So before 5.0, if you want to use this floating action button, then there is no provision to do that. Okay. Next is a snake bar. So the snake bar is used to inform to the user about particular events. Sorry. So this is a snake bars. Okay. So for the snake bars, you have a title. Okay. And here you have the action. So you can click on here button. So here you can see sometimes your internet is not working or the connection timeout. So at the bottom you can see this snake bar. Okay. So it will inform to the user about a particular event. And you can display at the top also, you can provide the gravity, okay, like gravity top or gravity bottom. And you can provide the colors also, means we can do the customizations. The next is the material theme. So the material theme, it have a status bar, then action bar, and then layout. So this is called the status bar. This portion is called as the status bar. So here you can see this black color, the status bar. So in status bar, you can see your battery percentage, you can see your internet connections, okay, and if you are getting any notifications, that also will show in your status bar. Then you have action bar. So this is the action bar. So in action bar, there will be the menu button. It's optional. Then title for that screen, okay. And here the optional buttons are there. You can add a search bar or you can add some other button also, okay. So material theme contains a status bar, then action bar, and then this is a layout. This is a layout. So in this layout, you can add a background color, you can add text, okay. And at the bottom, here you can see this is the navigations. Navigations like you can go back, you can press the home button, okay, or you can get the stacks of apps. Now next UI component in material design is collapsing toolbars, or we can say collapsing layouts also. So it will give this collapsing effect. So when the user will scroll down, okay, then this action bar or this toolbar will expand, okay, and when the user will scroll up, okay, then it will collapsed. So in that collapsing layout, you can add the images, okay, you can add the text as well. We can make it customized as per our requirement. Next is the navigation drawer. So navigation drawer means here is a menu button, okay, a 3 lines menu button. So on click of this, you'll see a menu or navigation drawer. So this is a menu, and here you can add the images. You can do the this is a completely customized component. So you can add the image at the top, okay, or sometimes if you don't want the image, you can hide that image also. And at the bottom here, you can add the menu items, okay. So these are the few components of material design. So in our course, okay, we'll see each and every UI component of material design, okay. Practically means we'll take this and practically I'll show you how to implement this. So this is about the Lollipop version, and in that Lollipop version we have an important feature, that is the material design. Now next, we have, that is the Android 6, okay, your Marshmallow version. So the important feature in your Marshmallow version is runtime permission. The feature name is runtime permission. So runtime permission. So I'll give an example. Suppose as a Android developer, you have a requirement like you need to pull the contacts, okay, all the contacts of user device, okay. So the contact and the messages, okay, means suppose if a user installed our application, then we want to take his all the contacts and all the messages which is present in his device, okay. And let's say user is having 5.0 version, user is having 5.0, 4.0, 3.0, okay. So at that time you are not asking to the user, you are not asking to the user like, hey, I'm taking the contacts or messages from your mobile phone, okay. You are not asking. And without asking, you are taking his contacts and you are taking his messages, and this information you are simply forwarding on your own server, okay. Means you are taking his private information, that contacts and messages, and you are forwarding on your own server without asking him, okay. So as a user's privacy point of view, this is a not correct. As a user's privacy point of view, this is not correct. So the Android peoples in Marshmallow versions, they introduced one feature, that is a runtime permission. So with this runtime permissions, if you want to access users private information like contacts, messages, users location, then users camera permissions, users gallery data, okay, the storage data, okay. So at that time you have to ask to the user first, okay, you have to ask to the user, okay. So one pop-up message will be shown to the user like, my application want to access your contacts, okay, if you are requesting for the contacts, or my application want to access your messages if you are requesting for the messages. And then two buttons are there, allow button is there and deny button. So if user say allow, then only we can access the contact, messages, or whatever it may be, the private information of that user. If user say deny, then we cannot access that private information. So as a security point of view or a user's privacy point of view, this is very important features which they introduce into the 6.0 version, okay. Because below 6.0, okay, below 6.0, the developers are not asking, the developers are not asking to the users, okay. So without asking, they're simply taking that private information. So I'll show you how it looks. So let's say this is your app, and in that app you're requesting for something. So this is a pop-up, and with this pop-up there is a message. So your application name, for example, my app, want to access contacts, okay. So this is the message, and for this message there are two action buttons. So the first action, user can allow, and the second is user can deny. Okay, so this kind of pop-up will be shown to the user when you are requesting for the private information. Clear? Guys, if you have any doubts, you can interrupt me and you can ask in between also. Now next, Nougat version, the Android Nougat version, that is a 7. So in the 7, the important feature is split window. Split window or multi-window. So with this feature, okay, with this feature, the user can interact with the two applications. User can interact with the two applications in a foreground. Okay, user can interact with the two applications in a foreground. So if you know, our Android is a multitasking. Android is a multitasking. Means in foreground there is one application, and in background there are multiple applications are running. Okay, in background there are multiple applications are running, but in foreground only one application is there. So with that application user can interact. But with this split window feature, user can interact with the two applications in foreground. So let's say this is your mobile phone. This is your mobile phone. So in that mobile phone you have a application, some application is there. Let's say this is the application. Okay, let's say this is a WhatsApp application. Okay, so full screen WhatsApp application. So with the split window feature, what we can do, we can interact with the two applications in a foreground. So let's say this is your WhatsApp application and some another application, and here you have a second application. This is the second application. Okay, so the first is a WhatsApp app, and second application, let's say Google Map. Okay, so the two applications means what we are doing, we are splitting our screen. We are splitting our mobile screen into two parts. Okay, and then user can simultaneously interact with this WhatsApp application as well as the Google applications. Means any two applications, user can interact with the any two applications. But the important point is that that application should have a support for the split window feature or a multi-window feature. Means as a developer point of view, when we are developing the application, we should provide the support, or we have to write the code for the split window feature. Okay, then only the user can see our application like this. Okay, so this is about the split window feature. Is it clear, guys? Wait, here also I'll show you. So here you can see there are two applications are there. So this is one application and this is the second application. So what the user is doing, from the second application he is copying the text, okay, and in first application he is adding inside the edit text. So this is the image that will show that our split window. So here one application is there, your Play Store this is, and this is the Twitter application. Okay, so user can simultaneously interact with these two. Okay, so this is about the important features of your Lollipop version, Marshmallow and Nougat. So tomorrow we'll see the feature of Oreo, Pie and the latest Android 10. So in today's class what we have learned, I'll revise once again. So we learned what is Android. Okay, so the Android is a mobile operating system. It will provide the SDK, that is a software development kit. By using this SDK we can develop the Android application. Okay, so this Android apps is exclusive for the Android operating system only. Means you cannot run the Android applications on your Windows, okay, or any other operating systems. So the extension for our Android application is .apk. Okay, so A stands for Android and PK stands for packaging. So Android packaging file. So we are writing a code, okay, and later we are compiling, and after compilation a APK file will create, and this APK file we can share with your friends or we can upload onto the Play Store. So the Android is a Linux based operating system. Okay, what it means? It means they're using the customized version of Linux kernel. Okay, they're using a customized version of Linux kernel in Android operating system. And Android is developed by the Andy Rubin in 2003. And if you talk about the Android versions, so two important points. So they are maintaining one alphabetical series of names, and the second point is that the names are related to the sweet items. So here you can see these are the names and these all are the sweet items. So this is the series which is starting from A, okay, and the latest version we have the Android 10, okay. But in 2020 if you are developing the Android application, then your targeted versions it's starting from the Lollipop only, okay, because these early versions are almost deprecated, okay, so no one using this versions phone, okay, so no need to worry about this versions, okay. So our main focus is starting from the Lollipop version, okay. And if you talk about the features, so in Lollipop the very important feature as per the user interface, as point of user interface, that is a material design. So material design contains the advanced UI components. So these are the components. Then next version is the Marshmallow, that is Android 6. So in that important feature is a runtime permission. So as a user's privacy point of view, this is very important feature. And next we have the Nougat, that is a Android 7. So in that split window feature is provided. So with that, we can interact with the two applications in foreground. So guys, this is just a demo for Android. Okay. So do you have any questions, any doubt?
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, I have question that why all the versions name of Androids are on switch names? Is there
It
any
depends
reason?
on company. Actually, it's based on to the company, because see, as a company point of view, when they're releasing any new product in a market, what they want, their product has to be highlighted into the market. Okay, so for highlighting, what they can do, they can do. Your voice is breaking. Hello,
Yes, sir, I
hello.
am listening.
Yeah. So they want to highlight their product. Okay, so for that purpose they are following the different strategies. Okay, so here with the Android, what they are doing, they are providing the suite names. So use, and they are maintaining the alphabetical series. So means Android user have the curiosity. They have the curiosity like what is the next version and what will be the name. Okay, so they for that there will be the context like what will be the next name. Okay, and which suite items they will use. So it's just only a marketing strategy. That's it.
Okay.
Sir, I have also one question regarding this session, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Hello.
Yeah,
Sir,
tell me.
can you tell about this session, sir? If I complete this all session, so what level I will get that knowledge, sir?
So to crack the interview as a beginner, or suppose if you have experience of 2 3 years of experience also, you can able to crack the interview after completion of these sessions, as well as you can develop the applications also, because here I am covering the all the concepts. Okay, so all the concepts in the sense which is required to begin the Android application developments, as well as we are going on the advanced level concepts also. Okay, advanced level concepts like we have the design patterns in Android, like MVP is there, MVVM, so that we are covering. Okay, next we have the dependency injections we have, then we have retrofit network libraries we have. So almost all the latest components, sorry, all the latest concepts I'm covering here. So it's for the beginner as well as for the experienced guys also.
Yes. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can we have, I want syllabus. Can we have on email?
Yeah. Yeah. So you just ping me your mail ID, so I'll forward the syllabus copy to you guys.
Now I have to send you.
Yeah. In chat box, just type your mail ID so I can forward. And
Okay.
one more question is there. Nandesh, I have a question. What are the prerequisites? Will you teach the application development in course? How many days? Okay, so you're asking, Nandesh, you're asking about the duration. Okay, so the duration will be like it's a 45 days. Okay, so the 45 days will be the duration, and daily we have 1 hour of class. Okay, and on weekends we don't have the classes. And so one more question is there. So Anil have a question. So Java or Kotlin? So it's a Java as well as Kotlin, both, Anil. So initially we'll start with the Java, and we'll see some portion of Kotlin also. Yes, Anil, we'll do a project also. Yeah, Subhash, that is required. The basics of Java is required. At least you should know about the OOPS concepts. That's enough to start with Android. So do you have questions? Do you have questions, guys? Anyone have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so tomorrow at 7 o'clock we'll start again. So that's
Okay.
it for today. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow, guys. Bye. Have a nice day, guys.